What's up, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about the trade that shook the NBA world, as obviously we now know that Damian Lillard will be taking his talents to Milwaukee and joining the Milwaukee Bucks. While on the other hand, a lot of other talent left Milwaukee, a lot of other talent left in a three-team trade from Phoenix as well. There is a lot to dive into in this video. We're going to talk about it from a Bulls perspective as well. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and comment down below your thoughts about, obviously, the Chicago Bulls in this situation. How can we, I guess, benefit, or how do we, I guess, lose some of our maybe momentum in this instance? Again, you can call it momentum, call it what you like. How do we either benefit or not benefit from this situation? So, let's start off with discussing the trade. Now, I don't know everything that's happened in the trade. All I know is that it's a three-team trade. I posted about it on the community tab of this channel. It essentially sends Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. I think Portland received DeAndre Ayton from the Suns, Drew Holiday from the Bucks, and the Suns received Yusuf Nurkic. I believe there's also a pick involved somewhere around there. So essentially, three teams changed drastically. From the Phoenix Suns' point of view, they got rid of a player that arguably didn't want to be there in DeAndre Ayton for a solid, capable center in Yusuf Nurkic. I think the defense gets a tad bit worse, but to be fair, DeAndre Ayton, many people question his defense, but also you're going to get someone that unfortunately does seem to get injured a lot throughout the course of his seasons thus far. So if they could get a healthy Yusuf Nurkic, I think they may have won out of this situation, because they got rid of a player that didn't want to be there for a player that probably does want to be there. And if you could stay healthy, then you've got a very good center on your side as well. Yusuf Nurkic is a very capable and solid center to have on your team. So Phoenix did all right in this situation, in my opinion. That's all I could really say out in this situation. They did the best out of what they had to do. Portland, again, there's a question with Portland now. They've got rid of Damian Lillard. I believe there's a pick involved somewhere around there, or pick swaps involved somewhere around there. They got DeAndre Ayton, a young, capable center that fits the timeline of Portland. Obviously, the addition of Scoot Henderson from the draft is one that they're going to be very excited about. And now they have Drew Holiday. What are they going to do with a guy like Drew Holiday? Are they going to trade him and get more picks and more young assets in return? Because Drew Holiday doesn't necessarily fit the timeline, and Drew Holiday probably wants to go to a team that is going to contend, right? Or do they keep Drew Holiday as that mentor type of player, and will Drew Holiday accept that role and try to mentor a young player like Scoot Henderson? Because I'll be honest, Drew Holiday is one of the perfect people to be considered a mentor in this league. Someone that's humble, someone that plays both sides of the ball very well, someone that knows what it takes to win games and is willing to sacrifice for his team to win games. I love Drew Holiday in terms of an NBA perspective. I think he is the biggest modern professional you can look at and say, especially from a guard position, someone that was often considered underrated and overrated, someone that people didn't rate, but many people did rate as well. He's the perfect guy, in my opinion, to look at as a mentor for a guy like Scoot Henderson, who has the world of potential on his feet right now. And then obviously, for the Bucks, this is their attempt to show Giannis that they are all about winning. They got rid of Drew Holiday, which again could cause problems in its own right, but they've got a prolific scoring machine in Damian Lillard and one of the best point guards to play the game in Damian Lillard as we speak. And that is their attempt to show Giannis, hey, we are about winning, and here's how we can prove to you we are about winning. This signing, just as much as anything, is to show that we want Giannis to stay, or the Bucks, not we, because I'm a Bulls fan, but the Bucks want Giannis to stay long term, and they're willing to make sacrifices to the current team to try and take a risk to win another championship. Championships are about risks. You got to take the risks involved. And the Bucks were willing to do that in this instance, and Giannis will probably look at that and maybe be happy with that. I don't really know how Giannis feels towards that situation, but in my opinion, this is their attempt to show Giannis that they are all about winning. And we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Obviously, the only way we can truly find out how good or bad the Milwaukee Bucks may be is throughout the season. But the landscape of the NBA has changed from this point on. And how do the Bulls benefit or not benefit from that? Well, let's start off with, obviously, us facing the Milwaukee Bucks 4 times. The way that I see Milwaukee right now, obviously offensively they've gotten a heap ton better. Damian Lillard is always in the top 10 of scoring, it looks like, and he's a guy that does bring a lot of heart to a team, and he's a guy that again cares about winning. And now he's going to be in an environment where winning is the only thing that he needs to worry about. However, with losing Drew Holiday, you've lost your best one-on-one defender. Now, you might be saying you got the best rim protector right now in the NBA in Brook Lopez, or at least one of the best rim protectors in the NBA in Brook Lopez. Fair enough. You also got Giannis, who's always in the competition for the Defensive Player of the Year. Fair enough. But those guys are not necessarily one-on-one defenders. Brook Lopez is a rim protector. Giannis is always seen, at least from everybody that tells me about Giannis, he's a help defender more than he is a one-on-one type of defender. And with Drew Holiday, you're obviously losing your guard defender. You're losing your best one-on-one defender as a guard. One of the best in the NBA. There are so many people that call Drew Holiday the best one-on-one defender in the league. So you've lost that type of player, which means you will lose some elements on defense that you might regret down the line. But for whatever reason, if you manage to find your way, find a different way of playing that will help you win, Damian Lillard is a massive, I guess, addition to the Milwaukee Bucks that will lead to a lot of problems for the Bulls. It will lead to problems for the Bulls. Another scoring threat you have to deal with. If you thought Giannis was just, a triple-double machine, which he is for most nights, a double-double, triple-double machine, then you're going to have to worry about another 30-point-per-game scorer in Damian Lillard. And Chris Middleton is not going to be forgotten in that instance as well. So they've definitely got a much better offensive team, at least on paper. But how can it reflect to the court? We don't know yet. But if it does reflect well on the court, if what you see on paper matches what you see on the court, the Bulls are in big trouble in the Eastern Conference, as is every team in the Eastern Conference. It's as simple as that. Then you turn to obviously what's happening with the Suns. There's not much that affects the Bulls there. We only versed the Suns twice in the NBA. They still have their worries about the point guard situation. You could arguably say that they need a good coach to bring things together. They have a lot of star players on their team. Who's going to be doing the sacrificing? That doesn't necessarily affect the Bulls in my eyes in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, we'll move on from that one. But Portland is an interesting one because we still have a Portland pick. And obviously, we have a point guard there that could be on the move in Drew Holiday. Can the Bulls find a way to bring Drew Holiday to the Chicago Bulls? And again, you guys know me. Most of you do. Most of you that watch these videos day in and day out know the players that I like. I like guys like Drew Holiday. I always have. Guys like Mike Conley. I would love to bring that type of player to the Chicago Bulls. A jack-of-all-trades type of guy. A guy that could do it all. One of the best defenders in the NBA. Very good at scoring. He's an underrated post player for a guard as well. He can shoot the three. He could do a lot of very valuable things to a team. I would love a Drew Holiday to the Chicago Bulls. But is it capable? Is it possible? I believe Drew Holiday's on a max contract. So that's the first thing we have to take away. The only way I can see a Drew Holiday coming to the Chicago Bulls is if we accept the luxury tax. And even in that mind, you're going to have to get rid of probably one of the big three, and you're going to have to get rid of some of your bench talent just to even make that somewhat possible for the Chicago Bulls to do. Because I can't see Lonzo Ball being a trade asset in this situation, so it would have to be one of the big three. It would have to be some bench players involved. Maybe the Portland pick will have to go back to Portland because they'll be desperate for that pick at that point. Or to be fair, they basically get the pick anytime they're in the lottery anyway, so maybe that pick becomes not as valuable to them because they know it's always coming back. I don't know, whatever the case may be. But it is possible. It's very similar to how I talk about Alex Caruso to the Lakers, or I talked about Damian Lillard to the Bulls. It's possible, but it doesn't mean it's likely. And I put Drew Holiday in that same category. I think what he's making is going to be too much for the Chicago Bulls to, I guess, handle, unless they're willing to sacrifice one of the big three and some bench talent. You also have to consider what can Portland get out of that situation, because our big three are aging. They're not going to want DeMar DeRozan unless they can find a suitable trade package that involves DeMar DeRozan for picks or for talent. Unless they're trying to compete, which is I don't think they are at this point. I don't think Vucevic or DeMar is going to be of significant value to them. So you have to give them something of, I guess, compensation with young guys and a draft pick. Maybe Patrick Williams has to be involved. Maybe Ayo or Kobe. Maybe Dalen Terry. These guys have to be involved. You have to give them something for the future. And that's why I also think it's hard for the Chicago Bulls to trade for a guy like Drew Holiday, because the young talent that we have, 99% of Bulls fans are unsure about themselves. So Portland, they'd be unsure about it as well. So it's possible, but unlikely in my eyes. And that's how it affects the Bulls. We're in trouble, essentially. Let's wait and see if that trouble comes to light. Thank you all for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.